Hi everybody, Rabbanit Bracha here with the thought before Shabbat. The Shabbat Parashat Shmini, the third parasha in the book of Vayikra, of Leviticus. One of the passages that's in this week's parasha is all about what animals are kosher, what animals are not kosher, what can we eat, what are we not allowed to eat. Kind of feels odd. So many people, if you ask what animals are allowed to eat, they would say, oh, they chew their cud, almost not knowing what that means, and those that have cloven hoofs, that they're separated. But does it mean more than that? I think it's really beautiful to take these kinds of thoughts and put them to these kinds of questions and put them into what can they mean for us for every day. So first, tapping into a few of our classic commentaries, we have a better understanding perhaps for what the message that the Torah is giving us. The Ramban and the Rabbanit say that the Torah is not meant to be a medical textbook, but it's meant to give us this message that the laws for what kinds of animals are kosher and what are not is a desire to maintain the purity of one's soul, because the forbidden birds, for example, are carnivorous. The forbidden birds, the eagle, the hawk, the falcon, those are carnivorous birds, whereas the ones that are allowed are the ones that are more peaceful. Birds of prey have bloodthirsty attacking behavior, and we don't want that to be a part of us. We don't want to absorb that, and we want to be thoughtful about what we put in our mouths. Rav Shamsham Raphael Hirsch also notices that the more passive and submissive the body is, the more it will yield to the dictates of the soul. Therefore, vegetables and fruit are completely permissible because they're the most passive substances of food that we have. And cud-chewing, split-hoofed, herbivorous animals, hard to pronounce, are more docile and passive than the more aggressive carnivores that are birds of prey. So this is about how we should be in our own lives. That's a deeper message. The pasuk is, pasuk Gimel, Perek Yud Aleph, chapter 11, pasuk Gimel. Kol mefreset parsa v'shosat shesa perasot ma'alat gera b'behema ota tochelu. Well, these are about the chewing of the cud and the cloven hoofs in the animal. The Ishbitzer Rebbe, a great Hasidic Rebbe from the 19th century, says this. He takes it in such a beautiful direction. He says, what are the signs of the pure or the kosher animal? One that chews the cud means one who does not snatch the good from God, but is actually always willing to return it. Some receives good, are always willing to give it back if necessary, and perhaps also willing to give to others. That's the way I see it. And he even continues and said, if he's already received it, he's willing to return it in a placid way, not in an angry fashion or in a begrudging fashion. And the parted hooves means that his hands or her hands do not jump to seize that which God has allotted to us. That means we're not money grabbing or perhaps glory grabbing or honor grabbing, but we take our time and we appreciate what God has given us, and we don't jump. And that would be signified by the fact that the hooves or the hands are split, so they're not able to grasp so quickly. Thinking of that this Shabbat, and thinking of what gifts do we have to give to others, thinking about not grabbing things for ourselves, and realizing and being thoughtful about the fact that some people just don't have enough or are in positions where they're not in control of what they have. Thinking about the hostages as we go through. We're on 182 days in Gaza. That's even more than the 6-month mark. Thinking about mistakes that happen in horrible times of war, like the 7 aid workers. Just thinking about a gentleness of thinking about life and taking a step back and being more quiet and thoughtful about what we take, what we give back, and how we think of others. Shabbat Shalom.